Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly
drunk.
Mostly.
I always encourage, but
Somebody
never
said,
mandatory.
why don't you sing mostly no more?
Oh, is that what you used to do?
Yeah,
I guess I get pretty drunk during these.
Yeah. I used to say mostly.
Mostly drunk.
You know who always remembers it? Oh yeah, sorry. It's always encouraged.
Always encouraged, never mandatory. No,
it's never
we'll get to
mandatory.
the whole intro.
No. I mean, it's always encouraged, but never mandatory. But you know who always remembers to do the mostly?
Who's that?
That's your boy Jeff. Was this
Leighton.
He's
Leighton,
Leighton.
laying and waiting. Thanks for joining us today, bud.
It's our closest friend with the most personality.
You know, a couple of me are still lost in the box, but I was able to get one out for this. It felt like an important time, you know.
That is very, very sweet of you. Thanks for joining us on our conversation today. Guys, we got a really special episode for you guys tonight. Oh, is that the round of applause for our guest?
No, it's just everybody who's watching right
yes,
now, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit the button one more time, man. No, you hit the button. Producer Penny is.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the white.
Producer Penny is on what do you call it? Maternity leave. Paternity leave.
That's about to get extended if she doesn't get back here and do her fucking job.
She's actually on maternity leave because she's not pregnant. She's just on her dot. So she's just feeling real maternal right now, and the emotions are real. Like dogs have mad emotions when they get in their moments of sexual heat.
Yeah, and they have really good work rights too. Like they get just
don't try to fire. Don't try to
every month.
Yeah, don't even try to think about firing your producer dog.
Oh man,
because
you want the NAACP on your ass.
Yeah,
and
the PAACP. It's
PAACP.
Yeah, not the N.
People of color. I'm not gonna.
No, it's black. is puppy
association with. Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you think PAACP means. I'm very curious.
I'm gonna let other people to guess.
That is a wise
it's like
choice.
You know what? I'm actually off today.
I don't even feel comfortable doing that. Fifth Bantha says in the chat, producer D is choosing a fly here, and producer L is knocked out.
Hello.
He knows Lil Dicky.
All right.
Guys,
point. I was very good with the rim shot.
Rim shot.
Sorry.
Yeah, I should have just said rim shot.
Is it a rim? Oh no, it was a rim job. Sorry, I was like, can we say that? But I just said it, so I guess
it doesn't really matter.
You know, it'd be hilarious. And you go for a sound effect, but instead of a rim shot, it is a sound effect of Alex saying rim shot.
Yeah. Rim shot.
Man, I'm for that idea.
I think all drops with a person's voice should be like rim shot. Like, hey, bro.
It's either gotta be that or the exact opposite end of the spectrum, just rim shot. Just all monotone, no emotion.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like a monotone, like Nick Offerman rim shot, like a hyper like Otto from The Simpsons rim shot. Like it's just like we need both spectrums.
It's a rim shot, dude.
Bantha also said,
do I have to drive still?
Bantha said, yo, rim jobs are on Twitter now, along with all of porn, apparently. Elon's latest brilliant idea.
Yeah, why do you think I finally started investing?
Yeah, I invested in Twitter.
Speaking of,
turns out it was a scam because it's not Twitter anymore. So
yeah, that's when it got a little awkward.
Yeah.
All right, have you guys have seen Cybertrucks out and about, right?
Oh yeah,
we're
in LA. Yeah,
bro, I drove past an orange one yesterday.
An orange one. Okay.
I hate it already.
It was the worst.
So I just want to say to everybody who's in Tennessee right now, gross. Fucking colors are gross. It looked like throw up.
Yeah, it's weird. When I was in Alabama, I noticed a lot of green Camaros. I was like, was there a sale on
Wait a
green
minute.
Camaros?
New Camaros?
Yeah, they're like, the 2000s. I like all of the last 10 years look pretty similar, but
No,
like,
I was about to say, no, what you saw are all Camaros that were before they stopped making Camaros.
oh, okay, gotcha.
and then they came back out with them 12 years later and did a movie called Transformers.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
only happened because Volkswagen passed on the biggest marketing opportunity they've ever fucking had.
Oh,
yeah.
That would have been very.
They were like,
they didn't want to be associated with something so violent, so they switched to a Camaro.
Right. Nothing as violent as the Nazis.
Right.
Hey,
Awkward.
that is a very weird fucking position to have taken. Shout out to Othelius. What's happening? I got something for you right here, big dog. Like, what's happening with y'all? What's up with the fifth Bantha? How y'all doing out there today? Othelius said the Cybertrucks look like
warthogs from Halo. That is true. It does look like
now when he says that, does he mean it looks like the same type of graphics as the original Halo?
Yeah,
it looks.
I think that's what he's saying. Because what I was saying is, it looked like not Fortnite, but Minecraft.
It has
Minecraft truck.
Yeah,
in real
advanced
life.
technology, but like regressed. It's like if somebody made a Halo. If somebody made a Halo movie in 1984, then that's what warthogs would look like.
Hold on, I'm not y'all killing the chat already. What's up?
Because Banthas says Cybertruck is on Aztec with PS1.
I'm telling you, dude. The Cybertruck is a car that you steal in GTA 3.
Yeah,
like
and you immediately crash it and get a better car.
Oh, you crash it on purpose?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You got it so that you could launch yourself miles into the air at 100 miles an hour and then crash it and then jump out like nothing happened to your body.
Which, by the way, you're not even trying to do in the game. The damn brakes just don't work.
Like, why did they put this in?
Your brakes don't work because your brakes don't work because your R2 button is like flappy.
Yeah.
But the second you get another card, the R2 is fine again.
Yeah. Like, God damn it.
If you've been playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai for more than 2 years, you need to buy it. It's
fact.
Just get this about Cybertrucks. I saw a thing the other day. This dude ordered a Cybertruck, obviously waited like an extra 3 years to get it, because why not? When they delivered it, the entire thing was like scuffed up and there was like smudges and even like minor dents in it. And then at one point, the dude is just like, hey, what's this? And goes to like swipe something. And his wrist just hits the corner of the Cybertruck. Dude slit his own wrist on it.
Oh, Jesus.
He had to go to the ER and get like multiple stitches because after, like, he was like, oh, no big deal. I'll just wrap something around it. And then hours later, he pulls it off and it's like squirting out blood still.
Jesus,
oh my God.
Christ.
No car should be that that dangerous.
Or deranged.
That's a deranged car. It's on a killing spree.
It's a Stephen King novel, except instead of having like a malicious mindset, it's just the dumbest car ever. So it keeps killing people.
Right.
The sequel to what was it, KirstYn?
KirstYn, I think, yeah.
You know what? Call it I got a title for it. It's called A Sequel to Kill.
A sequel to Kill.
I was just trying to think of like some good dumb names. Just like first there was KirstYn, now there's Chuck.
You know what? If there was a scary movie, like a slasher movie, and it was just called Chuck, and the guy who was the slasher was named Chuck, oh, sign me up.
Yeah,
even Chucky was smart enough to name it Child's Play.
Yeah. Or dumb enough.
Let's not call it Chucky.
Or dumb enough. Because even like to this day, people in the black community, we call Child's Play Chucky.
Oh yeah, everyone does.
Yeah. If you call Child's Play, if you say, "Hey, you seen that movie Child's Play?" We gonna think you talking about the one with the little kid with the red hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Problem Child.
Yeah. I was like, I think we're supposed to Chucky.
I was like, that's a doll, and his name is Chucky, man.
Hey, no, that little motherfucker was like Chucky, though. He was like a little bitty real life Chucky.
Just real quick before we get into what we're talking about today, because we can ramble like this all night, I'm sure.
Well,
but
kind of need to.
I got two. I realized I should pick another, so I got two for us for after the show.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I thought we should start with that.
Okay,
all right.
We should start with our new segment, which I don't have music for, but I will get music, and we will have a graphic for it at one point. It's gonna be the Bantha Book Club.
Yeah, Bantha Book Club.
Hit the white one.
Okay,
hit the white one. It's too far away. Hey, let's bring this close.
I'll be honest. I was amazed you didn't just have the Reading Rainbow song.
Oh man, I do have. Oh, I did have
Butterfly in the sky. Speaking of, new documentary for you, Bill.
We're going to be covering that on the Bantha Bunch this Thursday.
And every Thursday.
7 p.m. Pacific time every Thursday.
Before we get into the Bantha Book Club, I'm going to finish the intro real quick.
We haven't even gotten there yet. Oh man.
We have not. We are talking about the newest episode of Dark Matter. And as always, we're talking shit. We only got one subject, mostly. Like 80%. Yeah. We only got one subject tonight. We're only going to be talking about Dark Matter before we get into the and we're also going to be getting into the Bantha Book Club to open up. Before we get into it, I just want to do a little house cleaning. Thank you guys so much for watching the new review of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I really appreciate y'all watching the video that I just put out recently. It's doing pretty good. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share with your friends. I put out a poll earlier. These
fuckers would go watch it. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I did put out a poll that asked how many people do you like Fury Road? Do you like Furiosa? Or have you not watched it? And 74% of people have not watched Furiosa. And
why do you hate movie theaters?
You go tell Anya Taylor-Joy you're sorry. But I do feel like this was a missed opportunity to have an Oppenheimer or Barbenheimer situation, because Garfield movie came out at the same time. We kind of got Lasagna Taylor-Joy going. We could have gotten a Garfuriosa, something like that.
I like
Bro, let me tell you.
Like that.
All right. I'm just going to say, I'm going to go ahead and leave after those stupid ass comments. You guys have a good show.
It was nice knowing you. I'm going to go kill myself.
I was wondering what was going to be the one that pushed me over the edge. It was Garfuriosa.
It's been a hard enough weekend. Here I come to Monday, and you give me this shit.
Guys, let us know in the comments, what is your mashup of Furiosa and Garfield? But let's move on to our first topic of the night. We're going to be doing
hold on. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. That's right. We're getting into the Bantha Book Club. I feel like I need to have this NPR voice while I introduce this segment.
Okay.
Jeffrey, or as they say in Spanish, Jefe.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I can read or I can sleep, but I'd rather read.
Oh man, Othelius, I'll give you that one, buddy.
He says drinking rainbow, and he also says, Jeff, why do you hate movie theaters? Me, because I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. That is
all right. So, Bantha Book Club, I'm going to give you guys a choice. I got, because I did comic books. So, I just did one issue, so they're nice and quick. Would you guys prefer to start with Shadow Doctor or Shadow Man?
Ooh. I'm very curious about Shadow Doctor.
Who's got bigger feet?
Probably the Doctor.
Second.
Oh, man.
All right. So,
sorry. That might be the funniest thing I've ever said on this show. I don't think it got the love and the levity that it needed. Like, it didn't get to breathe like it should have.
Hey,
I mean, I don't got the laugh track. Sorry, rim shot.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be a crazy podcast. Share this with mama right now. Okay.
So yeah, Hefe, tell us what's
all right.
Shadow Doctor.
So Shadow Doctor is a book. It's only 5 issues long, so it's a very quick read. It starts off with a guy in the time of Prohibition just driving through a forest, and this other guy's talking to him. And the driver, the guy we're following, his name's Nathaniel. They call him Nate or Nat. He's a black man in America, outside of Chicago, in the time of Prohibition. So, not the best time for him.
Not a great time to be a black man.
But he's behind the wheel driving this truck he's running whiskey for the mob. So the dude's driving through a forest, and they come up on a tree down this road, and he gets out to check it out, and it looks like it's been cut down. So immediately all these guys start freaking the F out, and they go and they start running to get their guns. But before they can even get their guns out, they start getting shot at. And Nate's freaking out. He's trying to describe what's happening. And at this point, you realize that Nate's narration isn't what's happening at the time. It's a much later Nate describing that night.
Late Nate. Oh, sorry, Alex. Here.
And he's
I put you on mute so I can steal your joke. It was late Nate.
So Nate is describing this whole situation, how he's hoping how it's probably the Irish, because only the Irish would think to do this. And he's like, man, I hope the Italians win, and da-da-da. And then it cuts to the future, and you see Nate in a hospital bed, old, white hair. He's got an IV going in, and he's talking to his son. His son's like, really, Dad? Like, I mean, this is what he's like, I'm things I'm not too proud of, and da-da. And he's like, this is what you're ashamed of? So you had to run some whiskey back in the day. Like,
yeah, everybody did a little bootleg.
Right. And also, it's not like there was a lot of opportunities for a black man in 1920s America. Mm. And Nate goes on to explain, no, it's what came later that I'm ashamed of. Right. So it goes back into the past, and it shows Nate 8 years later. He is now a doctor. And he's at a hospital. He's applying for jobs. He's not even allowed to wait in the waiting room for the job that he's currently applying for. They made him wait out back. So it keeps going into it. And then it goes to Nate just meeting up with the head of the hospital. And the guy's even saying, hey, like, you had great marks. You were one of the best in the school. You've even got like a really good letter of recommendation from the dean. We can't and won't hire you. And it's like, oh, did they not tell you? And he's like, nope, they sure didn't.
God damn.
And it's like, okay. And and as he's walking out, the guy calls back, hey, it's nothing personal.
Yeah. Well, that makes me feel so much better.
Right?
As long as your racism isn't personal, that's
yeah. So they start describing that. Because
feel better,
right? I mean, why would you feel bad? I mean, it's nothing personal. It's just your skin.
It's just your skin.
So he ends up talking to and like during this conversation, it's explained that they're like, "What about all right, not my word." He goes, why don't you try and become a doctor at the colored hospital down south? And Nate's explaining, like, no, it closed. We're in the middle of the Depression. None of this is happening. So then it's Nate going from one bank to another, and he's getting denied for all these loans. And every time they go, nothing personal. And you just see this fire behind Nate's eyes, and he's getting so fucking angry for good reason. And so then we see Nate walking through the streets of Chicago, Depression era Chicago. It's rough. Soup kitchen signs. There's one point where he's walking past an alley and he sees a kid literally lying in the garbage. Like, he looks up and you can just tell the kid's starving, and Nate just has to pull out his pocket showing him it's empty. He can't help him either. And so we get this great exposition of Nate explaining like this is the world. It's, Chicago's getting by, but just barely. No one, he went through hell to get his to graduate to be a doctor. But are you really a doctor if you don't have any patients?
Ooh.
And
Are you a drug dealer? No, are you a drug dealer if you ain't got no fiends?
Right? Like, if a junkie shoots up in the forest, is he really high? One of those things.
Yo,
are you in show business? You're getting no business to show.
That's the deepest shit that Jeff has ever.
Just got bars.
He got motherfucking bars.
So eventually Nate ends up in front of this hotel, and the doorman is just shockingly also giving him shit. The doorman's flat out like, there is no way you will ever be allowed up. Get out of here. And Nate's like, okay, can you just send someone a note for me? And the doorman is now getting irate, and he's like he's yelling at Nate. He's like, how dare you think? What are you doing? Why are you even here? And all of a sudden we hear, Nate, is that you? And Nate turns around, and this guy runs up and hugs him. It's his buddy that was there at that shootout in the woods 8 years earlier.
Oh shit.
And the guy's like, oh, come on in. And the doorman goes, you can't bring him in. He's and he uses a word.
He's using a word you might have heard before.
It's not the nicest word.
No, but it is behind our heads.
Sure is. It's
Morty.
It's Hefe. Word.
Call him a Morty. Call him a Morty. That's actually worse in 2024. 2024, it's worse to be called a Morty.
So this mobster, Maddie, is like, oh no, and then Maddie's outraged. He is pissed off at this doorman. He's like, who the fuck do you think you are? He says the weirdest thing ever. He goes, Nate might be colored, but he's not a and he's like, and he's allowed in whenever he wants. So he ends up getting Nate into this building.
He's allowed in word. Whatever he wants.
So he brings Nate into this swanky hotel, and he's talking like, hey, you're always welcome here, good old days, blah blah blah. Let's go up, we'll go see the boss, it'll be great. I mean, I do have to pat you down first, but other than that, let's go. And Nate's just talking about how he's going to one place he thinks he might have a shot to be able to be a doctor. And he's talking about this guy, and he's like, yeah, it's crazy. I guess the exposition again, I guess the little boss ain't so little anymore. The family calls him Poppy. His friends call him like Scorzo or something, or Sparky or something. And he goes, and the press calls him another name, one that he doesn't like too much. And then you see a speech bubble coming up and saying, no, they're fine with that one. You see a speech bubble coming up and saying, Nate, oh, it's been so long. And the final panel is this guy in full view of Nate, and it just says Scarface. So the first issue ends with Nate going to Al Scarface Capone to try and be a doctor. And this is again the first issue of 5.
People who are watching, I just pulled up a random panel. But
so this is that one when he's walking through the streets talking about the depression and everything. And the bottom right is the one just before where we see that's that kid starting to literally just sleeping in the gutter.
Yeah.
And the next one, it just shows Nate trying to help him, but I think he just doesn't have anything. But like I said, this issue ends with it being revealed that the person that Nate's trying to get a job from is Al Capone. That's the guy that he knew way back in the day.
Al Capone.
And the thing that makes this so good, and what you guys were pointing out to earlier on that cover, this is a true story.
Right. Yeah. No. Can I bring that back up? What happened?
The cover?
Oh, it's over here. Hold on. I just wanted to bring it back up because I'm so glad that you noticed that I was trying to point.
Oh, I saw what you were doing.
because I was like, yo, this shit's saying true story.
Well, what the true story of Dr. Nathaniel Calloway? Look who's the author.
Peter Calloway. So is he
his
like
grandson?
His grandson.
His grandson.
His grandson.
God damn!
Man.
Wait. This is fairly new, huh?
This came out maybe a year or two ago.
Okay.
Yo, I just want to say, this segment, we came up with the idea for this segment like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I think this is gonna be one of the better segments that we end up doing.
I'm happy.
I also feel like we stole it from our homies over at the Comic Book Trap House.
No, don't worry about that.
But also, they not doing nothing right this very second. So shout out to them. I know they probably watching, even if they're not watching live.
Yeah, we gotta get back on the show.
But
I didn't hear no tag backs, so I think it's fine.
No. The fact of the matter is that this is completely different. One, just a joke, but I'm really digging this. This is like made me want to read this series for real.
Yeah,
so, like I said, it's only 5 issues, so it's a good quick read, and it's really interesting because unlike comic books are a lot like anime in the sense that you're gonna get fantasy or you're gonna get sci-fi, you know, like superpowers, magic, giant robots, something like that. Yeah. This isn't that at all. This is literally just a biographical retelling of his grandfather,
which is so cool. Like it's
grounded in reality. I'm sure there's fiction in it. You know what I mean? But it's like they said, based on a true story, grounded in reality. You have what I was getting vibes of in that one. You keep moving it from the one that I had.
Yeah, this is issue 3. This is issue 1.
Wait, where is it? The one where this one. Hold on. So this one reminds me of some Dick Tracy shit.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you know this, Dick Tracy, Chicago.
Dick Tracy definitely a featured Does It Hold Up episode. We've
been talking about it for now 2 years.
Yeah. Do you guys know that the Dick Tracy comic still runs in the Chicago Tribune every day?
Really?
Wow.
Shout out to the Chicago
and the originals were insane. There was one where he kicks a guy out a window, and this is in the newspaper. He lands on a flagpole, and the last scene is just the flagpole impaling him.
Oh my god!
While he's dying.
That's way crazier than Batman slapping Robin.
Right?
Good morning.
Plus, I mean, if Robin hadn't been talking shit.
No. Not saying Robin didn't deserve it. I just mean impaled by a flagpole. That's some 2024 slasher film shit.
You get that for a quarter when you pick up the newspaper.
Also, if you guys are like me and art style matters to you as well, this cover is very symbolic of the art that you'll find within the book.
Yeah, I really dug the artwork in the book, and it did seem like because sometimes they'll have like different artists do the cover, so like what's on the cover doesn't really represent what's going on in the actual comic. But I really love the artwork that I've seen so far. I really like the texture of this cover specifically with the bullet holes. Like it really feels like those like little phrase from the bullet holes are coming through. Like this is all great. I cannot wait to watch this episode. I mean, read this comic book. Watch this episode.
I cannot suggest it enough. And so Morgan, I don't have one. No, I did not play it because I did not hear good
hold on.
it.
Let's read it out. Read the comic for our listeners.
Morgan wrote, "Hey Cracker, did you play Kill the Justice League yet?" And no, I have not.
Just paraphrasing.
my honky ass has not.
Yeah. Did your honky ass play Justice League?
But Morgan's earlier comment.
Hold on 2 seconds.
You're good.
His earlier comment.
Yeah, just this. Yeah, I doubt my comic store has it. I'll send you all bread if you send me a set. You can get the trade paperback, which is all 5 issues, for about $25 on Amazon.
Yeah, everything's on Amazon now.
Damn, $25 on Amazon for all 5 issues is pretty goddamn amazing.
Pretty good.
Othelia said, Dick Tracy, does it hold up? Would be dope. That Bad Boys doesn't hold up was dope, by the way. I mean, does it hold up?
Thank you.
Such a good
one. Oh, yeah. If y'all don't
one.
know, basically, if I didn't say that good enough because we've been drinking, he said Dick Tracy would be a great Does It Hold Up episode, which is a show that we do every other week.
Wait, what's the show called?
It's called
Does It
Hold
The show where we revisit classic genre films to see if they're as good or as bad as we remember.
And also, we do it drunk.
That's the main theme on this channel.
Encouraged.
Mostly,
but not mandatory.
Yeah, we just did the Bad Boys episode. Thanks for the shout outs to Thelius and
man, really
Morgan.
appreciate it because like y'all don't understand. Like we really appreciate everybody's opinion, but there's about
mostly our own.
Yeah, but there's outside of ourselves, there's about 5 of y'all who we really fuck with and we really take to heart when y'all tell us that the shit is dope. And Othelius, you were one of them.
You're one of those.
And
yeah,
who you are too. Fifth Bantha knows he's one of them too. You know what I'm saying? But it's about 3 other y'all who are just watching right now and not commenting, who we also feel the same way about.
It's true. And if you want to be one of our special favorites, you could put something in the chat. Honestly, we love all you guys who are watching.
Nope.
But if you want to join in on the conversation, you want to jump into the chat, we would greatly appreciate it.
He's trying to make you feel better about yourself.
Hey,
but you shouldn't.
People.
Yeah, exactly.
I love to make people feel better about themselves.
If you haven't subscribed, I feel like you hate yourself. And if you don't, you should, because you should stop hating us. Just like and subscribe. I don't know if that's motivation.
That doesn't sound motivation.
You know what, though? If you haven't subscribed, that should motivate you, though.
Maybe,
if you were on that fence,
if you're on the fence,
if you were on that fence,
it could push you over.
Well, I pushed you over on purpose.
But Jeff, let's talk about Shadow Man. You had the
Shadow Man.
Oh, this one I didn't know you were doing 2. My bad.
I figured I'll just grab 2 for us since they're quick ones, you know.
Oh, nice.
All right, Shadow Man. Which, by the way, I put a link in our Insta chat if you guys want to be able to check it out yourselves.
Pull it up.
Shadow Man is a Valiant comic. Valiant are the guys that do. Oh God, what's the Bloodshot? The guy with the red circle for his chest. It was that terrible Vin Diesel movie. That. Valiant's a good company. They're obviously not one of the big 2, but they got some good stuff. Now, Shadow Man is one of their superheroes. He is definitely an anti-hero. He looks badass, right?
Yeah, he definitely looks like an anti-hero.
Oh,
he looks like if Preacher had real powers.
Yeah, he does. So the issue starts with Josiah Boniface, and you see him at home talking to his wife Helena, and Helena's like, "Don't go, no, you can't." And he's like, "I have to. I gotta go. I gotta fight the evil." And she's like, "Please don't." And he's like, "I gotta," that bullshit. Anyway, so he leaves, and she's like, "Well, I won't be here when you come back." And yes, Film Age, I agree. Shadow Man is so underrated.
Okay, see what I tell you? I told you it was about 3 other ones that was sitting there not saying nothing but was watching. I told you.
So Josiah leaves the house, and as he's talking and slowly turning, it looks like there's a shadow or like the light playing across his face until it eventually turns into the Shadow Man makeup, which that's not makeup. It's just a part of what happens to him.
Okay.
So he goes out, and it cuts to this scene in downtown New Orleans, and there's just these crazy monsters coming out of this portal, killing everyone alive. People are trying to fight against it, but they can't. And all of a sudden, boom, Shadow Man shows up. He's got this kick-ass scythe, and he just runs in and starts fighting. He's fighting this creepy old-looking white guy that we just know is named Dark. Darque.
He's
Oh,
hold on, he's white, but he's dark.
It wouldn't look like the Black Thought spelling.
I'm messing with it. I'm messing with it.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Black Watch, our cousin.
Yeah, that is our cousin. Yeah.
So Shadow Man and Dark start fighting, and they're back and forth. They're talking about this place called the Dead Side, and Shadow Man's eventually like saying like, Dark is throwing these weak ass monsters against him, and Shadow Man's like, "You think that's gonna stop me?" And Dark's like, "No, think it'll hold you off though until sunrise." So we see the sun coming up, and then Dark just puts a hand through Shadow Man, like right through his gut.
Oh, because he's weaker now because the sun's coming up in.
Exactly.
Ooh.
But Shadow Man's just like, die, and just hits Dark right in the neck with a scythe.
Look, who fights with a scythe anymore?
I'll tell you who.
Some people call it a sling.
Shadow Man.
Some people call it a scythe. I call it a sling blade.
But the thing is, Dark, not sad, not scared, not angry, not hurting. Dude's smiling. He's happy. He's like, "Oh, I'll die. I'll cross over. I'm going to go and I'm going to see things that no one has thought of. You can't even dream of, but I need you." So he grabs Darkman and he dives through this portal, and then that's it. Fight's over.
That's that issue.
The monsters, no, not yet. Fight's over. Monsters are gone. And it's just like, what the fuck? So this one guy's hanging out. Yep. Those are the types of monsters.
Did I do it? I did it.
You're bad at it. So one of the guys that was in the fight, I think his name's Dox, D-O-X. He's
my homie Dox.
He goes back to he goes back to Helena's house, to Josiah's house to give Helena the bad news and like let her know like, hey, he died a hero. And there's this really funny part where you just see Dox outside the house and he's like, he died to save me. No, he died to save all of us. No, his last thoughts were of you and Jack. He's practicing what he's going to go tell this now widow. It's just so good. But then he knocks and he goes in. She's not there. So it cuts to Helena driving out of town, and it shows her leaving New Orleans. And that's the first time we realize it actually is New Orleans, but you kind of have a feel anyway. It's voodoo and stuff, And then it just cuts to years in the future. And it shows this guy, Jack Boniface. It's their son. And Jack's just kind of like going about his day. He's at a diner having some food. The waitress is hitting on him because he's hot. Then it shows him at this the New Orleans Cultural Museum. And this guy's like asking him about all these cool voodoo masks and stuff. But then it turns out that the guy actually has something for Jack. And it's this envelope of information. And the guy's like, listen, I need to warn you. Like, I've been doing this a long time. You're not them. I know you've been looking for your parents since you got out of foster care, but you're not them. What they did doesn't mean that's who you're going to become. And just trying to comfort Jack. And Jack's like, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I don't know. I was just looking at this.
The only reason I shook my head like that because it looked like the file was too small. I thought it was going to
and Jack's like, no, man, it's good. Thank you. I got to go to work. And then it cuts to like these two cops going into a bar. And the cops are just kind of like joking. They're laughing like, oh, hey, we got to check out a bar. No big deal. And then they get inside. And it's a little gruesome. And literally bodies hanging from rafters and shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like Sting or like Owen Hart? I'm like, which one are we talking
about? Yes. So the cops are like trying to call dispatch, but they can't. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, something just moved. And like the body parts are starting to move. Like the guts are tearing out of someone. A hand is skittering across the floor. A mouth just appears. And all of these guts and viscera and gore come together and they form this giant fucking demon. And it's actually the one that's on the cover of that issue. It's so you can see him kind of there. And it's just this guy that's made up of all these other dead bodies. It's awesome.
We had it up earlier.
Yeah.
We had it up earlier, yeah.
And then like the cop starts shooting at him. He's just like, that's so rude. I can't stand rudeness. And then he just like throws flesh. And it hits these cops and goes into their mouths. And you can see it's making them into like these zombies.
Dude sounds kind of like Blade a little bit.
Which one? Shadow Man or
Shadow Man? Yeah, Shadow Man. I mean, like his personality, not like
not yet. He gets there. So it cuts back to Jack, and Jack's just like looking over these things, and he's reminiscing about his mom leaving him, and she gave him this pendant that his dad had, and like she dies in a car accident, and then it's like just kind of going, and he's going over the information this guy gave him about his parents, his dad, like his mom, like robbery, theft, things like that. His dad, like manslaughter, arson, all these crazy things, and he's just so pissed. He takes the file and just throws it into the water. Then he rips off his his pendant, throws that in the water too. He's like, fuck this, fuck them, wasted all this time. Blah. He's just obviously angry about his childhood. And he's angry about who his parents were that he spent all this time trying to find.
Aren't we all? No.
I mean, we should be. Then it cuts to this real hot chick. And she's just, she's like, oh my God, it's happening. He's here. And she's like running off this guy. She's like, he's here. And the guy, and like you see like a speech bubble come off the screen, like, and who is this he in this conversation that I don't remember having? And it cuts to that guy, Dox, who, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, he's a little person, which just because I guess, I don't know.
Representation matters.
Representation matters.
Yeah. And she's like, him, the host. Dox is like, that's impossible. The only way he would be out there, you could tell, is if like he took off his pendant or something. Oh no. And then she's like, what? And he goes, if you can sense him, then the brethren can too.
Oh.
So it cuts back to Jack. He's walking down the street in New Orleans. He's clearly just pissed. He's upset. And just a random cop car pulls up. And it's like, woo! I'm like, hey, good night for a stroll. Might want to be careful, don't want to make it a bad night for a run. And it's like, and I mean, Jack's a black man. And he literally just goes like, oh, typical. And like, he's just like, of course. Like, I didn't do anything. And the cops are like, but they're just like, we'll determine that, good old crooked cops. Good old cops. And they just throw him against the cop car and put him in cuffs for no reason. And that's when you see it's the two cops from before, those zombie cops.
Oh.
And when they throw him in the back of the squad car, he's like, you can't do this. Da, da. And then like the cop comes in to yell at him, and he's got this guy's face. He's taken on the aspects. This is a different Shadow Man, I believe.
A different human.
There are multiple Shadow Mans.
Oh, kind of like the Phantom.
Yes.
Or Iron Fist, like different dudes who played him over time.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So the cops are driving off with Jack, and like they get ready to get him out so they can kill him, as you do.
Right?
Like you do.
Jack kicks one, he shoulders the other, and starts running away. And while he's doing that, it's cutting back and forth to like this shadow form. It doesn't even really look human, and it's just like, yes, it's happening. You can hear us. We're host. We're here. And like he gets shot, and they're whispering like, we can help. Separate. We're weak, but together we're strong. And then like you see Jack become like the shadows take over his body. And he snaps the handcuffs, and he turns around and he faces these two demon cops, and he's like, I'm Shadow Man. And then that issue ends.
I'm Shadow Man.
And that's the first issue of Shadow Man. And it goes on to be one of the best stories. It's so badass. I mean, like, there's some fucked up shit. He just looks awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool character design. And it seems like it's a fuck ton of story in one issue. Like that's a lot of lore and character building.
You know what I like about this segment? And I've decided that this segment's gonna last. This segment's gonna keep going. It's unfortunate for Jeff because now you have
no.
He just has to do it. He just has to keep doing it. But
Jeff has to be a nerd. Oh, it's so out of character.
I mean, that was great. I don't buy comic books, but you know what? I've been thinking about it lately. Like, why not buy them instead of doing the digital? Because you know what I'm not gonna do, or at least I haven't done so far, is buy one digitally.
Yeah,
I remember, like there's digitals. There's platforms now where you can do that. And we was growing up, obviously, because we got little gray hairs popping up everywhere. Like
mine are in my beard.
Yeah, mine are in my beard as well. It's just you can't see it with this bright light beaming on top of them.
Mine are on my butt cheeks.
Calm down, Gizmo.
Yeah, wait a minute. Why are they on?
Why does anything happen?
Because
that's an insane one.
Sorry. First of all, I need a comic book called "Why Does Anything Happen?" That's what I need right now. I don't get. Your demonstrative belligerence gave me some. It usually does give me really good titles for stuff. So, shout out to you in the last 4 country music albums that I'm.
Art is wrought from passion.
I got plenty of good ones. I got one that's like Lord of the Flies in space. I got one that's what is it? What is it?
You out now? You out? Yeah, no, you keep going with your story.
I got one. It's an amazing one. It's about first off, the North didn't win the Civil War, so now America's broken up. There's the North, there's the South, there's the country of Texas, the kingdom of Louisiana, the endless plains, which all the native peoples still control, and then the entire Western seaboard is owned and controlled by China. And it's a story following the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, but Death didn't show up because Death fell in love.
That's cute and terrifying. It's
called East of West, and it's one of the most fucked up book series.
Is that Marvel?
Nope, Image.
That's interesting because in Marvel, Death has a love triangle with
Thanos
and Deadpool.
Yeah.
So that's I'm just saying it's crazy how
Death can always find love.
That's actually what this entire story is about.
Hey, look at that. I also want to. Sorry. I just was. Go ahead.
I was going to say that story sounds interesting. It also sounds like the Misha Green concept for the 2nd season of Lovecraft Country that never happened, where there are all these like different divisions of the country. Like she made some Twitter posts where she showed like how the country is going to be divided into all these like different subsects, like super sci-fi yet like political divisions of all these different subsects of America. And that just, since we didn't get a chance to get that 2nd season, I would love to read this comic book and just vicariously
do that.
It's so good.
So Lil Frothy says little gray hairs everywhere. Little gray hairs everywhere. She also said Death fell in love with who?
Just a woman. I forgot her name, but she's a badass. And Death and her are just fighting to get back to each other.
I think Lil Frothy is basically saying, I need to get on this book. And I think that's the point of why we started this segment. It's like we need people to not only get more
nerdisms,
well, just more information on the black characters that are out there, because there's so many black characters. Even if it's just one issue, you should.
Why I chose these books.
Exactly, and that's why we're here. That's what this segment's really about, y'all. It probably won't be always black characters, but we try to show people that you don't have to create a black character for people to want to see. You don't have to create a black Superman. There is a black Superman. You don't have to have Hollywood placate to you to make you feel like they're being inclusive.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool comic books out there like that I've been reading. Is like if you want a black Harry Potter, I'm reading a comic book that's just like that right now. If you want like a female Van Helsing, I'm reading a comic book like that right now. Like this, if you want a black I don't know, Underworld, I'm reading one of those comics right now. That one's Excellence. Yeah, that's the Black Harry Potter book that I'm reading right now. It's like black magic, super cool shit. So this segment is all going to be all about representation of like black, female, queer comic book characters that that you guys don't see a lot represented in
we might
movies.
have to do a whole episode with black gay comic book geek that's just pre-recorded because it's his bedtime right now.
Yeah, we can always pre-record.
This is his bedtime, so he can't really get up with us.
Athelius Maximus said, problem is major publishers don't want to publish original content, so all these comics just sit on the shelves. Yeah, and
now, that's been since early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know that? Me and this gentleman here came up with a comic book in the mid 90s, before middle school and during middle school. So we're gonna say 96 to 98. Okay. I sent in an email to Marvel Studios not Marvel Studios, but Marvel Comics, and an email to DC Comics. DC Comics, the reason I don't fuck with y'all, they never fucking emailed me back.
Right.
Never.
Probably because they're like, this kid's calling us Detective Comics. What an idiot.
Marvel, you know what they did? Hit your boy back with an official email. And what did they say? They said that the concept was nice and it was a good story, but as interesting as it is, they only take original content. So that is, and they said it. So that is under anything that Kirby,
Jack Kirby, Stanley,
and Stan Lee have made.
Yeah,
and it said that in the email. So I totally feel what Othelius is saying. Like the major publishers, first of all, we got two big companies. Like, you know what I mean? It's there's more of a monopoly in comics than there is in any other business.
Oh, yeah.
And comics, I mean, and television got all the monopolies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
comic books just don't make billions of dollars.
Exactly. So, well, they actually do.
I don't know if the books themselves do. I know that the intellectual properties do.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because you got to remember, comics it's like a movie. A movie doesn't just mean the movie. It means the toys. It means the comic books.
I was just talking about the books specifically.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the studios. I'm talking about the company itself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, those companies make billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just funny how they buy up all these other properties to help make them a little more popular. But it seems like it's just like an excuse to help make it look popular, make them look good.
Yeah,
but they gonna make all this money.
Yeah,
I will say that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy more indie comics. Now, Image and Valiant, they're much bigger indie labels to the point where like DC and all right, Othelius, why you gotta go making us feel like we got more gray hairs than we do, man?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Come on.
In 96? Damn, I was born in 96.
Well, that is why you're better with the internet than I am. The internet was born when I was in motherfucking elementary school. Okay.
But yeah, so like, I mean, to the point where like, I mean, Marvel and DC buy Image books. I mean,
yeah,
Spider-Man and Invincible had a crossover. Spawn has had multiple crossovers.
Is it Icon?
Image.
Yeah. Icon. Who's got Icon?
DC has Icon now, but it was
Icon. Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say, they're definitely not all gonna be black characters because Death is literally white.
What?
Death looks like Fly from Briscoe County Jr.
Because he rode in on the white horse.
Yeah, there are some like indie comic book companies out there that are like making some good shit. Like you said, Image is making some pretty rad shit. Boom Comics is one that Boom Comics is making making some really cool shit. Like there's this comic called Something is Killing the Children.
Something Killing the Children is so good.
It's so fucking good.
Heads spoiler alert, someone's killing the children.
The white horse.
So, just in case you didn't know, something is killing the children.
I forgot about that song. You know, there's a club in Oakland called the White Horse. You can do cocaine in there, but it's also a gay bar.
Like you're okay.
I'm just saying. So
in case you were wondering,
if you don't want to do both of those things at the same time, then
not
do one of those things. One of those things, then you know you're good.
Just to add on to what Bill was saying about White Horse, not a sponsor.
No, they are not.
Yet.
Is a sponsor of this show. Oh, sorry.
Music and
yeah, that's
us.
Along with Something's Killing the Children, there's a really good one. Like the House on the Lake or something. It's a horror comic. It's fucking awesome. It's an apocalyptic one. There's another one called Eat the Rich. There's a lot of really good ones. And if we want to go back to the main two, we could still do some good representation. And I could tell us about some Miles Morales. I have his first appearance. And Static Shock recently, I think 2 years ago, had another line coming out, and it was good. I only got like the first 3 comics, but they were awesome, and I would be happy to dig back into that one.
All right. Yeah, I always like the idea of Static Shock, but I couldn't stand that TV show. But yeah, guys, if you guys are enjoying the comic book corner or the Bantha book club, I don't know why I just said comic book corner. That was never the name of what this is.
The Bantha book club. That was never really the name either, but I like it.
Yeah, My Tiny Victory says I like Story Times by Jeff. So yeah, let's I think we should keep it going for sure.
And
speaking of keeping it going,
Little Frothy said, "Oh wow, that drop is really cute." You know what drop she's talking about, right? No, she's not talking about Reading Rainbow, fool.
Oh, why not?
Because she's talking about.
I thought she was talking about that picture from Something's Killing the Children.
No, she was talking about. So I just wanted to say this because we don't really say this, but the Drunk Banthas are brought to you by Music
Letter O
Studios. Music and Coffee Studios. This is what I was trying to do. That's the drop she was talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Music and Coffee drop.
Music and coffee.
Why would you think that one is so cute?
Music and Coffee Productions, man. Music and Coffee. Now, what is that? That's us. We try to keep y'all caffeinated and musicked.
That is true. Thelius Maximus said in the chat, sheer blasphemy from Alex. I don't know what you were talking about because we've been rambling.
We sure do that.
First of all,
also, didn't you just describe an episode of The Office? Cafe Disco?
Cafe Disco.
I love everything about all that.
I love everything about all that too, including Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, all that.
And they were what made this show. Also, Amanda Bynes before, you know.
I love the Amanda Bynes. Ashley is an underrated sketch that I'm
one of my
99% sure she came up with at 12 years old.
It's probably my
she was a comedic genius.
Yeah,
she is
probably my top 20 like live like sketches.
You know what? This is a good segue because shout out to Amanda Bynes. You know what I'm saying?
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I hate how motherfuckers act like people ain't human beings. Shout out to Amanda Bynes. You fucking made us laugh for years, 2 decades at least. That's funny. Stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. So fucking shout out to you. Whatever is going on with you, however bad you're feeling, you should feel good right now because you fucked it up for us. And if you know Amanda, send it off to her. You know what I'm saying? Send this off to her. Let's get this popping. If you don't know Amanda, this bitch on something.
I love it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a bitch. Goddamn.
I'll tell you talking to me.
If I'm, we love you too.
You might not be able to find Jeff.
Thanks, bitch.
You might not be able to find Jeff. It's because of the hackers.
Yeah. I get high, and if I'm high and by myself, I watch She's the Man. This is a fun time.
Juana Man.
I watch Juana Man.
But let's move on to our.
Hold on, where's the?
Yeah, there it is. No, it's not there.
Bro, I was like, there's no way you got to drop from fucking Juana Man on there.
No, I deleted it. I deleted it.
Juana Man. Yeah, why do we have this soundboard?
Oh man, let me get another shot for this.
We had a good run of just like, all right, we're just gonna make basketball movies, and you're gonna like.
Oh yeah, The Sixth Man.
That was the one I was exactly thinking of.
Oh yes, Juana Man and The Sixth Man both feature doesn't hold up episodes.
There's one with Damon Wayans.
Isn't that The Sixth Man?
No. I know which one you're talking about.
That's
I put that on the
Marlon
list
Wayans.
Recently.
That's on Doesn't Hold Up list because I sent it to you and you.
No, Celtic Pride.
Celtic Pride. Boom.
Yeah. With
Damon Wayans, dude from Home Alone.
Yeah, and
Dan
Aykroyd.
And we're singing.
You're gonna want to be on that one. You're gonna want to be on that one, Jeff.
Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, if you don't know what we're talking about, you're gonna want to be on it just so you can watch.
Celtic Pride.
We gotta find a Celtics fan to bring on too.
Yeah, we gotta find a Celtics fan. If you're a Celtics fan, hit us up. I don't know any because I have. Myself, but if you know one. And you are one, come on to the show.
I don't know. We already talk over each other all the time. You want to bring a Celtics fan into this shit?
Speaking of talking all over each other, Fifth Bantha said, I love how this episode ended up all about dark matter.
First of all, Morgan.
I got my hyperspace book. It's cool.
Yeah, no, Morgan. I don't know if you know this, but we planned on, I don't know if you remember, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. We said we were going to start out the show with a little reading rainbow type segment where we talk about black comics and black characters and comics and just comics in general, and let Jeff get his shit off, you know what I mean? So excuse me, I had snot booger situation in my nose.
Sexy.
Man, Bill knows how to bring in lady readers.
But now it's time for us to. Oh yeah, got to get into dark matter. I don't know if y'all know what that was.
It just sounded straight up like you were talking about Dookie.
We're talking about dark matter, the Apple TV Plus's new sci-fi television show.
I'm just gonna probably hit that every once in a while. Anytime somebody pauses. If y'all say you're getting
they need a little awkward silences. So as in this episode of Dark Matter, episode 5, Apple TV Plus's new sci-fi series, Amanda and Jason are learn more about the box as they see alternative versions of their lives. And then meanwhile, Jason Todd, aka Dick Jason, aka Jason 2, begins training a potential investor in Leighton.
I just love how much that's stuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's great.
Weird, but over here, throw something against the wall, you'll think it's gonna stick, and it doesn't. But say something. Say Dick Jason.
Also, we get pretty drunk on here, so it's weird that we remember like little things like
You're
that.
the only one who remembered Dick Jason. You're the only one who.
I'm the one who said it, and I forgot it.
Exactly. He's the only one who remembered Dick Jason. Wow.
It's because it's hilarious. Fifth Bantha said in the chat, Blair was one I didn't expect. Let's talk about some of the.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's get into our
quit lubing it up. Go straight up in there.
Put it in
hard.
What were you guys' initial thoughts on this episode before we get into the nitty gritty? Leighton.
I was excited because I was like, all right, we're gonna see a bunch of different worlds, and I think we saw 3 or 4, so we got a decent amount, but not as many as I wanted. But that being said, pretty much there were so many times they come out in a new world and I'm like, are you fucking stupid? How are you not seeing what's happening here? And I was just like, you are the dumbest interspace traveling multiverse motherfuckers I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is one of the only like kind of frustrating things about the series, because I really like this show, and I liked this episode, but the way how slowly things are evolving in the show is a little frustrating, and the way that the episode kind of ends isn't as satisfying as if like something else that I wish that had happened, but we'll get into that as we get later on to the episode. Bill, what were your initial thoughts on this episode? Did you like it? Are you frustrated? Are you excited to see what happens next?
I think that this show is a little bit boring at times, but we were having a conversation in the group chat, little BTS.
Behind the curtain.
That was butt cheeks. Yeah, that button's gonna be broken in about 2.5 months. That button will not work no more. I'm hitting again. I'm just telling you, that is not good.
As the butthole
that's gonna be one that we're gonna be so happy to move past it, and like 4, 5, 6 months down the road, Bill's just gonna lean over and it's gonna come back up. We're all gonna be like, God damn it! And it's gonna be the funniest joke of the episode.
You see my arm move over, you're gonna know that it's coming. You're like, motherfucker.
It's next year's Drunkies.
Oh yeah,
that is.
I'm putting this next to me on a stand on the next time when I host. I think I'm the host. I'm assuming so much.
Of course. I mean, if
I assume so much right now by saying I'm the host of the Drunkies, it's such a prestige position. I don't know if they're going to call me.
I mean,
every year, it's only if Zendaya is not available.
Obviously. Well, I was going to say, I mean, Bill, clearly you have to be the host of the Drunkies in some reality.
Ooh.
We all just turned into Blake just now. Ooh.
A sauce on mine for that. That's the reason we put a little sauce on it.
Shout out to Blake.
But yeah, it's been a little boring, but I myself am very interested, and I just feel like maybe no one else would be interested in this at times. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, really, but I really, really enjoy this show, and I really enjoyed this episode because the last episode we dealt a lot of like, oh, we're gonna go see your family, and oh, these are the different versions of your life, and like, oh, woe is me. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, he seems to not. He seems to be the happiest version of himself, but he like across the multiverse,
at least that we've seen so far,
right? But he also seems to be the bitchiest, dumbest version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he also has the same house in every version of himself.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire. He has the same house. He's teaching at a college.
He has the same
house.
That is weird.
He has a brownstone in Chicago somewhere.
Yeah, it's like
around South Loop, I'm assuming, right? Would you say?
Yeah,
would you say, Jeff?
Yeah, it looks
Jeff,
like
we've not talked about this show. Where do you think? Put it in the comments too if y'all are any familiar with Chicago. Where do you think this dude is from, Jeff?
I could also see this being like one of the more like housey neighborhoods, like Logan, like Lincoln Square or Ravenswood. I could easily see it being like one of those, and just because they have a lot more houses, or like they will have brownstones like this. And it seems, because like I'd say the loop everywhere around the loop feels a lot faster than whenever he's at home. You know, he feels more in a neighborhood than in a city, whereas I feel like the loop feels more like the city than a neighborhood within the city.
That's not it.
Where's Dark Matter filmed? Oh no, I guess it's a different Dark Matter.
Yeah. I was
The Dookie.
we're looking for the house.
I mean, I doubt they're filming in Chicago.
Well, they are filming in Chicago. I don't know if that's
Really?
the house. They are filming in Chicago, like certain situations, like when they were walking down the street. They were leaving a train,
walking fast,
stop.
And they're homebound.
When they were walking towards the house. Now the house may not be in Chicago. Like the actual house itself may not be in Chicago. What's going on? It wouldn't come up.
Yeah, it wouldn't come up, but who cares?
Photo.
But yeah, the episode was really interesting. But I do feel like we didn't get a good confirmation on how the box works. I feel like if this episode ended with Jason 1 realizing how the box works, it would be a little bit more satisfying, because we do get some really cool stuff, some cool multiversal stuff in this episode. And we get to see, Jason Todd doing some.
Oh, you like that now?
Yeah, fits really well.
Earlier.
But I'm just saying, you said it twice now. Well, so you like that now, because you didn't like it when I said it.
Yeah, I was just very emotionally attached to
Jason Todd.
Jason.
Oh, because you like Jason Todd though.
Yeah, like I let him go.
I liked him until they fucked up his entire design with the scorpion mask. Whoever did that can eat a dick and go to hell, but not a good dick.
You know what? but like not a good dick. You get bad dicks, sir.
You need a bad dick. Which is a good dick?
That Red Hood helmet was awesome, and his current look is so fucking stupid.
I have not seen it.
Is a bad dick like a big, large dick, or would it be a small dick? If you had to eat them, I guess.
Oh, I was thinking like diseased and smelly with flies.
Okay.
That's
a bad.
Shame
on me.
Shame.
You better boy.
But yeah, this episode opens up with Jason and Amanda wandering through the corridor. Jason says he feels safe, happy, and warm before he opens a door and just wants to go home. The door opens and the box immediately starts filling up with water until it's full. And then until he gets the door closed and the water drains out, and they find themselves back in the endless corridor.
So he's a liar.
Well, no, it was the warm. That was the hint.
Okay, so you guys feel like it was the warm.
It was global warming.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Explain that.
So that one was global warming, climate change, global warming. Melts all the ice caps and blah, blah, blah. So then everything floods, including places like Lake Michigan. So that's why that one was doing it.
If, in case y'all don't know, Lake Michigan in that area would be one of the first places to go, like Canada. Because there's a big ice slab that has not yet melted that's up of like Canada area, like,
also, Chicago's a swamp originally, so it's already not the most stable place. That's why it's actually so. All right, quick fun fact: do you guys know why Chicago's called? One of the reasons why Chicago is called the second city.
What that is?
Yes, but
no. Let everybody else know. Yeah,
I don't say.
A Chicago entrance is a thing where you would build the entrance to your house, and on the second floor you'd build the entrance again. Because houses would sink so much into that swampy land that your second floor would eventually become your first floor, and your first floor would become your basement. There's actually a whole, there's parts of a city all underneath Chicago, which interestingly enough is also where they originally were doing the experiments for the Manhattan Project.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. That is a completely different story than I thought. But that's really
Jesus
cool.
Christ. So basically you're telling us Chicago has been sustained by the government, by government funded programs so that they could create an atomic bomb and also have a port city.
Yeah.
I mean,
beat two birds with one stone.
It's a man-made city. I mean,
all that sand had to be trucked in.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. He just basically explained like how Chicago is a man-made city, brought to you by human beings.
Yeah, Chicago has crazy history with the fires and all kinds of
Every city has the fires because
the 4 stars
would, but hold on.
Have you ever seen a Chicago flag?
Yeah, you talking about the 4 stars?
Mm-hmm. So the 2 bars are the 2 rivers, and the 4 stars are 4 very important events. I forget the name of the fort, but Chicago started as a fort, so it's that, the Chicago Fire, the World's Fair, and the Columbia Expedition. And fun fact, during one of those stars, a serial killer was just
so you're basically saying Chicago could have 1 more star added if just something crazy happens.
Well, I thought the Cubs winning the World Series were worth it, but whatever.
In 10 years, when they haven't won another one for another 20 years, that may be the 5th star. But
have you guys ever drank Malort?
No, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, that's
Malort. It, by the way, is
hold on. We'll have to talk about that off pod because we gotta move.
Well, one last thing: the label only has 3 stars because it's so old. It was from before that World's Fair.
Oh shit! A little history from Jeff.
The World's Fair.
But I do think that it's interesting that like the implications of this, the way that the box works. Your subconscious.
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about dark matter. But yeah, I do like the like how the subconscious like it really affects. I just had to bring that comment.
That was good.
I do like how your subconscious like affects where you're opening the door. It's like not just like as simple as like you saying, "Oh, I want to go back home," and then
there's no place like home.
Yeah, you took it right from me. That's what I was gonna say. He said what I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not you. I mean, well, thank you for apologizing for him, but it's a fair game. He said it before me. It was just funny. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like it's. Were you about to say something?
I was gonna say that I think that we got a lot of signs as to how this box really works. Yeah. And when I say signs, I mean like hidden, not like things that they talked about in the episode, but there's things that were happening in the episode that made me feel like there may be something else going on. Like you mentioned the global warming world that they went into on accident. They were able to Water World. They went in. They were able.
Give me a remake of that.
They got it. They were able to get it closed, right? It doesn't hold up. And when that happened, old girl, what's her name? Amanda. Yeah. Amanda told Jason, hey, you were feeling overwhelmed when that happened, right?
Right.
So that's why the water was hitting us.
Right.
And then he refocuses and he thinks about his family and he's able to get to another world where his family is, but it's a world where everybody has COVID. No, I mean, everybody has another viral pandemic that is affected by only like physical contact. And so he has to kill his wife, or he has to hand her stuff to kill herself.
Mercy kill.
Right. Mercy kill. And then he finds another.
Well, hang on before you go to the next one, because that's the world where I'm like, how are they this fucking You're like, oh, we're home, but you're walking through Chicago and you see no one.
Yeah,
and you're like, this is a reality that's going to be good.
But exactly, and so that and then they get to the second one, and people are driving around and whatnot, but there was like I can't remember what.
I think that was the last one because the second one didn't they go back to Velocity?
No. I mean that was when they went back. I'm talking about the second time they found the city.
I gotcha.
And they thought that they found the second time they found what was similar to his world.
Yeah, what it seemed like because I think I know what you're alluding to, like the movies on the marquee.
Yeah,
it seemed like the movies on the marquee were alluding to his specific life situation because there was my best friend's divorce and The Fugitive 2, and it seems like in this world that Jason is like a criminal and he's divorced with with Daniela, which is like, okay, that's
exactly he
pretty on the nose.
Another thing, so
because The Fugitive 2 is just called U.S. Marshals. Come on,
right? They should have just called it.
It is. I mean, it should.
I mean, it's a sequel.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Great
That's
movie.
a whole
Great
fucking video. That's a. I swear to God, we need to do that.
Yeah,
The three of us, we could do a pre-recorded joint, and we just really fucking work on that shit. I'm just telling you,
it's gonna be 6 hours long.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get 14 minutes of usable shit.
No, on that one, I have been thinking about this for 20 years, so we're good on that. But yeah, I think that shows that Amanda, that's her name.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Well,
I think that shows that Amanda is the one who is actually causing the trouble. That's right. No, don't you stop me. Because see, I think Amanda is having thoughts like, I want this nigga to stay with me because I'm in love with this motherfucker. But he keep chasing other bitches. Every time I run into this nigga, he's chasing other bitches.
I mean, it's just the one bitch.
Even the new nigga is chasing other bitches. So, but what if I can make him get separated from her, and we on the run? What am I supposed to do?
Okay,
because what's her name? Bree.
Blair
yeah.
Told her. She said, "When are you gonna realize you're not homeless? You're worldless."
Yeah,
that was such a good line.
So man, I was so glad that Alex almost fucked me up where I couldn't get the. I was trying to make sure it hit right on the end of the song.
Yeah.
You went to turn it down. Like, no, don't turn it down.
Bring it down.
No. I was just like, don't turn me down yet. I'm about to hit my note.
And yeah, they even alluded to that Blair and Jason Todd had a romantic relationship, right? So, like, that's another like weird little.
Blair and Todd, where was that hinted at? Where was that
when we had that one like very boring white lady cop who came in one scene?
Yeah,
he's never gonna come back. But she was
talking to Leighton.
Yeah, when she was interrogating Leighton, she mentioned that people had said that Dick Jason and Blair had a romantic relationship.
They got a thing.
I mean, let's be honest. Dick Jason Todd was just fucking everything that he could.
Yeah, he was a very sad
man. He was probably, first of all,
insatiable man.
He was probably throwing that thing.
But
what? He is a
Bill. I think Bill's really onto something there because I mean, no one else, even the ones who ended up in like bad realities, it was only ever one person going in at a time. Here's the thing: regardless of how good and focused you can make your mind, you are never able to hold the exact image that someone else is. Even if I were to tell you, like, hey, we're both going to focus on this sticker, you're going to focus on one part differently than I will. There's just no way. It's just not possible. Right. So I don't think that traveling together, they can travel together. I don't think they can ever get somewhere they want to actually go.
Well, the way that...
So he should kill her.
The way that Jason Todd was able to travel with Joe Latham is that hold on, what are you pointing at? The comment?
The name. Leighton.
Oh yeah, no, it's
it's on the other side.
It's on the other side. Ooh. I was like, what?
I was like, what are you even doing?
Leighton.
He's pointing at the comments. So I was like, comments. I was like, I'm not gonna read that.
I thought he was just like doing little like can like I'm dancing.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my lovely. Hello, my ragtime girl. That the frog from the WB cartoons.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to do a shadow puppet. But the light wouldn't go. I was like, it's not bright enough. It won't.
This is just a new segment. But sorry,
man. Sorry, I don't know what I was about to say.
But yeah, we were talking about
how Dick Jason Todd was able to get Leighton to go.
Yeah, like how he.
Oh yeah, because he was able to kind of pseudo train him into being able to clear his mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was able to get him to open his mind.
He was able to what?
I mean, open your mind. I don't even need the goddamn
soundbar.
No, I don't need that at all.
What's up, Fern?
Fern, what's up, Fern? How's it going? You know what I got for you?
You get the applause.
You get the applause. What's happening? Shout out to Film Age. Film Age says, "Whoa, that's an odd solution to a problem."
That was in reference to the Chicago entrances.
Oh yeah,
gotcha. But yeah, it's a interesting situation where Amanda and no, I was waiting for a good time to use it. It's like no.
Yeah, I used it right on the top of what you said. It was good. Trust me, it was good.
Okay. But yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, like that's like you have to like you said, Dick Jason had to tell Leighton just like, hey, don't think of shit, just because I need to let the box interpret what my subconscious is like thinking, so we can get to where I want to go.
I mean, he had him just focus on literally his breath and nothing else,
right?
You know?
Which I thought that was like a smart way of just like showing how, like the differences, the way these two groups are traversing through the box. Because like he's like basically taking his mind out of the equation. But
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, though. Yeah. To that point, what I was saying earlier is that the regular Jason, first Jason, he dumb.
Vagina Jason.
He's like the worst Jason. You know what I mean? Like, remember when who was it?
You know what it is.
We found out that they were the worst version of themselves. Oh,
hello.
Thing Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah.
Where the main character she realizes or finds out that she's the worst version of herself.
Right. Yeah.
She's the only version of herself.
Like the least ambitious version of herself.
The only version of herself who hasn't been able to actually accomplish anything. She started everything that all of her versions of herself started, but was never able to accomplish anything.
Yeah, she's my hero.
I related to her so much.
Do you not think so? I think broke the code of this show.
It is
by that, like with that one factor.
Well, I'll say this.
No,
you go ahead.
Sorry,
you go and then
real quick. It's interesting that you would say that because it does seem like this character is the most happy out of all, like I guess out of all of the different universes, because at least that Dick Jason is able to recognize, because this is the one. This is the one he wants.
Sounds like a porn star name.
Dick Johnson.
But
stars in the box.
Dick Jason.
It does seem like, because this is the universe that he decided to take. Like he obviously has a very good understanding of how this box works. So he is traversing through universes at will. Like we see him go to his old universe with no problem. So I'm kind of curious how he is doing that. It's kind of one of the things I wish that either Dick Jason figures out how he's we find out how he's doing it, or that the original Jason figures out how to do it. But with neither one of those revelations coming at the end of this episode, it was a little desatisfying, even though we got some bullshit.
Well, so first off, remember, Dick Jason Todd is the one who created this box. So it makes sense that he would know more about it. Plus, he's been using it longer than anyone.
Right.
Also, I'll say, excuse me. Also, remember when he went back to his universe, he didn't take Leighton with him. So it's like, it's that whole thing, I think, at least. But I will say this, Bill, to your point, where you're like, this is the dumbest Jason. It's also, I think a part of it is, your brain's like a muscle too. He hasn't worked it in so long, it's atrophied. So what I think is interesting, though, is how we see him quickly learning how the box works and how to move through it. He's just bad at it.
Yeah, he hasn't quite figured out all the tricks.
Well, yeah, they did say the dude had been missing for 14 months.
He's a late bloomer.
No, like the first guy, Dick Jason. They said that Dick Jason had been missing for 14 months. When
was it 14 or 4?
No, it was 14. It was either 14 months or 14 days, but I think it was definitely 14.
Okay. I do not remember it all, so I'm just going to go off what y'all say.
You know that there were 3 or 4 volunteers after he went in.
Okay.
I thought the volunteers were before him.
No. They said it kind of sly in this one.
Okay. So what's been happening is I have not been paying attention.
No, Blair's shit was when they met Blair, there was a lot that they unpacked in just her scene, and I don't want to play it now because we'll get flagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about like some of the other universes, like the Blair universe? Or
With Blair,
segueing us into is what I was saying is there was a lot that was divulged into that universe.
Yeah.
That being one of them, but yeah, Jeff, you sound like you was about to say
with the Blair universe. Are we taking it that's that universe's Blair, or is that the Blair that disappeared from Dick Jason's universe and came out in this box?
Yeah, that's what I assumed it was.
I thought it was the second one as well.
Well, I think that is like Dick Jason from Dick Jason's universe is where this Blair came from.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
This world.
Is this episode 5?
Yeah, this is episode 5.
Sure is.
Damn, I'm looking for this scene. So there's a scene where he goes. Sorry, I don't want to. I'm looking for a scene. I don't want to ruin anything.
Is it in the Blair universe?
The Blair universe?
Just shut your mouth.
I'm trying to help you.
You shut your whore mouth.
No, it's not in the Blair universe. That's why I want you to continue talking about the Blair universe. Okay. So you just continue.
Yeah.
Y'all just those murder hornets.
Yeah, like that's because
I really want to talk about that for real.
This is the most interesting thing about the episode to me, at least, because like they're really getting into just like how zany these alternate universes are getting. Because like for me, it was getting kind of like whatever, because it's like, oh, this is a sick planet. Oh, this is a hot.
Right.
Oh, this is a water planet. Oh, this is a cold planet.
It's
like
becoming monster of the day.
Right.
That's what I said last week. Yeah, it was becoming monster of the week.
Yeah,
and we get it. You're visiting all the Star Warses,
and like all of the all you're going to Hoth. You're going
Tatooine, Hoth, Camino.
Yeah, but like there wasn't a lot that I was really divulging from this. Like I feel like in Rick and Morty they're able to get all of this same exploration in like 30 seconds because they only spend like 5 seconds in each world, and you get it. So that was just a little bit samey for me, but I did like the weird emotional heartache that's going on in some of these universes, and go back to the Blair world where we get these super cool hornets that apparently just like destroyed this world. We sort of see how Blair's become like sort of broken mentally from this experience. Jeff, how did you feel about just like this universe's Blair and how this traversing through universes have made it like kind of stay where she's at, even though this place is terrible?
I thought it made so much sense. Like, of course you would, like, after what she's gone through, and not what she has, she's still going through it. I mean, that's why all the vents are taped up and everything, because she's afraid they're going to get through, which I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that, I was like, bugs? Is it bugs? I think it's bugs. So that was fucking insane. And like, God, how terrifying, because like you just can't seem to escape them. But like another part is like I think that she feels guilty. She brought them into this universe. She's the only reason they're there. So like, I mean, yes, she's scared of going back into the box. I think a part of her is also punishing herself. I think she thinks she can find a cure, or not necessarily a cure, but a like the raid of that universe, you know? And like, I think they put a lot of them. It's funny. She's been in what? 3 minutes of 2 other episodes, and they just gave her the most emotional acting out of anyone in the series.
Right? God damn, she killed it. Like she really knocked this scene out of the park. For it to be like an exposition dump, essentially.
Right?
Because she was essentially just a throwaway character until 2 episodes ago, because we heard her name, didn't even see her.
Yeah.
You know,
like you see her in the first episode when what's her face? Danielle is at the auction house, but you don't even know who the fuck she is. You're like, oh, it's just a coworker, okay. And you don't like hear about her again until the dinner party, and then this is it. It's 3 episodes.
You think she's gonna be just Black best friend, but then she turns into something more, and which we get a little bit of that with a lot of the characters. Like, we see the doctor from, I think, episode 1 pop back up in an alternate universe, and I'm sure that we're gonna see, I think it was Alex and Solomon, the other 2.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
Died on a Tuesday.
We do see we do hear mention of those 2 volunteers from the company's name. So like we might see those.
Wasn't one of them like a janitor or like a cleaning lady that just like went into the box? I was like, whoops, yeah.
They said she was a volunteer.
Now I'm just imagining what do they call the cleaning lady in Family Guy? Just no. Just as her walking through the spray bottle at a time. Murder hornets are coming. She just starts spraying them.
No.
Yeah, it's
sorry, I'm letting it play so I can see where this fucking thing is. I'm sorry, I'm kind of basically watching the show right now so I can find out where this fucking scene is. There's a scene where Jason Todd goes to a storage unit in like episode 2.
Okay.
Actually, it's you don't know it's him, but it's the opening of episode 1, isn't it?
Well, no, that's when he's like coming out of the box and set up a camera or whatever.
No, like I'm talking about like the opening of the entire series. Doesn't it start with him with all of the phones and the chargers and everything? Is that what you're talking about?
I thought that was after. I didn't think that was.
So I think it's like the opening of the show. Now, again, you don't see who's interacting with all these things, so you don't know it's Dick, Jason, Todd yet. But
I did in my mind. I was like, oh, look, this is the same motherfucker. Okay.
You do see him go back in again after he's done the switcheroo, but that would be episode 2, I think. Because episode 1 ends with him banging his not wife.
Right. Okay. So that's what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Is it cheating?
Is it cheating? It's rape, actually.
I don't think it's that.
Actually, I think it technically is. I think that
it's absolutely
because I think that if you're identical twins,
hold on,
and you trick.
Go ahead, tell him. Explain.
I think there actually was a thing about it where, like, if there's identical twins and one tricks the other one's girlfriend into sleeping with them, I think it's technically rape because they're not able to give consent because they don't have all the information.
Right. Sorry, I was thinking of a different scenario. I thought you were talking about Jason 1 sleeping with Dick Jason's lost the love in that universe.
I think that would have been more cheating than Daniela hooking up with Dick Jason.
Well, it's not cheating because they weren't actually together in the other universe.
It is cheating for normal Jason because he's
normal Jason cheated on normal Daniela.
Right. It's cheating for him.
Well, he almost did before she got shot in the fucking head. But
well, he missed his chance. Shit, get off the pot, man.
It would have been cheating for him. Yeah, that's a good point. But
I don't think Daniela cheated on him.
My thing was that this gentleman has had some time to do something. Jason Todd has had some time to do something in regular Jason's. I'm gonna call him bad Jason, but not so good Jason.
Okay.
Trouble Jason.
Jason Todd?
Jason. No, the other Jason. Regular Jason. Jason 1.
Okay.
Jason 1 has had a
boring Jason.
Boring Jason. Yeah, I think like he's in Boring Jason's world. He set up a lot of stuff before he ended up, kidnapping him.
Switcherooing.
Yeah,
The
this is
old
definitely planned.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
Well, also remember in this episode when he's walking and talking with Leighton, and Leighton's like, "Why don't you just go and sub 9?" When he's like, "Why don't you just go and like go to another universe and just like rob him and everything?" And he points out like, no, because they'll like something with the serial numbers, they'll be duplicate, and people will figure that out. Blah. So that tells me he has tried that in multiple different universes. Because he's also talking about the universes he saw with Leighton, right?
Yeah, and I thought that was like some interesting stuff that they brought up there. I just want to say really quick.
Are you bumping me for me to cue me for something?
No, yeah, just a pause for a moment, but I was trying to do it more seamless, so no one knew. But I just wanted to say I wanted to shout out in the chat just real quick, just because Fern was nice enough to comment Drake or Kendrick. I'm just gonna
Gambino.
They're out there.
Oh, I already answered that question.
I think I think that they asked that because you played that earlier.
No, I played that because.
Oh, okay. I missed the sequence of that. And Fern also said poo poo head. So
my name in that was actually my name in Indian Guides. Yeah.
Oh, cute. And yeah, what's up now?
I think I found it.
Oh, you found the
video, the opening. I can't play it.
Also, by the way, Gambino is going on tour. I'm just throwing that one out there.
Oh, he only sings now. He's not going.
So look, man, I'm looking at it right now. Can't play it on the video or here because problems, YouTube and whatever. And also, I couldn't find it earlier. So there's like all kind of books in there. He's got like paperwork. He's got suitcases cases for like weapons, and like he's got guns. He's got his little shot things for himself.
His drugs.
Yeah, he got drugs. He got good drugs, and he's got like scope.
You're gonna get fucked up.
He's got duct tape, rolls of duct tape. You only need that to be committing assaults.
I mean, he was planning a kidnapping.
Yeah. So
duct tape very important for kidnapping.
So I'm just saying, he's got his little masks and all that shit. This is in episode 2. So all I'm saying is, I think there's something. I think that this nigga is lying to everybody, because what we found out in his world is that he's a lying motherfucker. He
sure is.
Fuck about nothing or nobody.
Well, do you think that maybe what it is that in other universes he tried kidnapping Jasons and it didn't work out? It was either harder than he thought, or maybe he had to kill them.
Yeah.
And I think that would make a lot of sense.
Because 14 months, my guy. Like,
yeah, because
like, okay, look, it took his name a few days to figure out how to actually navigate the box. Okay. Boring Jason figured that out. So let's just say Jason Todd figured that shit out like 3 doors in.
Yeah.
Right? He figures it out 3 doors in. Let's just say that. Right.
Boring Jason only found out because Amanda was there, and Amanda accidentally was choosing him. And he was like, wait, what were you thinking of? And then we ended up there.
Right. But he figured it out, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So let's just say that Jason Todd figured it out 2 or 3 doors in. Let's just say he's much more advanced, right? Because he's the one who actually came up with the box, right?
Do you guys remember how many worlds he told Leighton he'd been to? I remember he said a desert world. I don't remember if he said how many more he was talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's been cagey about what he's actually done.
Right.
And when Leighton was asking him all those questions, I thought we were going to get a real question, but he mentioned Mad Max, trying to be funny as if it didn't exist in his world. But you can go watch the review for Mad Max on Nerds at Night or Drunk Banthas channel, and you can find out if Alex liked Furiosa on both of those channels as well.
I wonder if it was better than Fury Road.
Who knows? All I know
to say
the only way you can find out is go into the movies, or
I was about to say Yeah. Best way to find out is go watch the movie.
Or
don't fucking be a CGI cop on.
That's not the best
in the
way.
Twitter comments.
No, that's not the best way to see the movie. I mean, to find out. The best way is to go on the Drunk Banthas channel or Nerds at Night. You can go to the movies, but that'll cost you money. You got to get up, you got to drive.
It's a lot of time.
I mean, you got to get popcorn. Come on, what are you doing?
But you can take 13 minutes of your life, watch the video, then decide whether or not you want to go to the movie.
Yeah, watch the 13-minute video. Yeah, make your own, and then help that make your own decision.
But yeah,
then we're just gonna move on a little bit more with shit.
We'll see what you got to do is you got to turn it up, and then you. Hello. So I just feel like we're about to get way more.
148 minutes, you asshole.
Wait, what?
Furiosa.
Oh yeah, it's not short. It's like that's 2.5 hours, right?
That's a lot of time.
I mean, I guess The Dark Knight's 2.5, like longer than 2.5 hours. People
it's long.
Like that
I was younger.
I feel like that is where we're going. Is like a little like this dude is being super cagey, and then he finds out when he goes back to his own world, which he was able to go back to his world, like boom, no problem. So he knows what the fuck he's doing. He's just bullshitting Leighton, so he'll give him some fucking money.
Because I feel like there's going to be a sinister turn with the whole Leighton.
If he tells Leighton exactly how to use the box, then Leighton will fucking use it for anything that he wants to. He can come back to Jason's world and just say, "Hey, man, you know what? I decided that you were right. This is dope, and I decided that I don't want you to be involved in it because everywhere I go, your ass is fucking something up."
Yeah, so I mean that he's fucking with a billionaire like this because he like Leighton has all the power in the world to just like really turn this on.
I mean, it's not like billionaires are like used to getting their way or anything. So
not at all. Not at all.
Not in the history of America.
Well, since we're talking about Leighton, just staying on Leighton.
Did you guys see how angry Leighton was when he's like, "You went in without me"? Like, bro, calm the fuck down.
He gets angry. He got somebody to shoot his best friend in the head. He got somebody to shoot his friend from college in the head. He is about shooting people in the head.
But only in the head.
Only in the head. Yeah, exactly.
He's efficient, and you know what? I can appreciate that.
Bullets are expensive, man. Bullets are expensive. But my thing is, we haven't met. We didn't get to see
measure twice, shoot once. That's gotta be a shirt.
Measure twice, shoot once.
With Leighton's corny ass face on the tube.
That's Leighton's law.
Leighton's law.
I like that.
It's going in the database of things that for whatever reason I'll remember.
Is there a niche for sci-fi comedians?
Sci-fi comedians?
Actually, yes. Yeah. If you can make a killing on the con racket. Like I've gone to see a couple of sci-fi comedians like at like WonderCon and DragonCon. You
better quit fucking lying.
Yo, if you go to a club,
I would kill them. Hold on, let me ask you right now. This is a little off. I want to ask you right now.
Okay.
Am I funnier than the sci-fi comedians that's out there?
Alex, I got this one. No. No, I haven't seen a sci-fi comedian, but I've been to enough cons to know they're always looking for entertainment. Usually a shitty band. Once I went to a really dope crossplay contest, which was cross-dressing cosplay. But if you were a sci-fi con exclusive comedian, you would get work.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Boy. Like I saw like a sci-fi comedian or like like a genre or whatever comedian open up for this band that this cover band that only played sci-fi intro theme songs and. And I heard them play the theme song for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it rocked my fucking face off. I was like, yes, this is what cons should be.
Which one's better, Buffy or Angel?
Yes.
No, it's Angel.
It's Angel. But, I mean, I can also appreciate that answer.
I mean, look,
Yes,
if you like Angel, I know what kind of person you are. If you like Buffy, I know what kind of person you are. I'm not going to say what kind of person that is.
I prefer the Angel show over Buffy.
No, listen, man. Listen, man. I'm trying to show you my feelings.
Alex is just loving on some Charisma Carpenter over there. I get it.
Alex loves Buffy, but
I thought you were going to say white women.
No, everybody knows Alex. Everybody knows Alex hates women. And so what I was going to say is...
That was a good one. That was well placed.
What I was saying is that, you know, I think that because it's the centralized part of this show is about Jason.
Oh, right. We're talking about Dark Matter.
Whichever Jason it is, the centralized part of it is Jason, his wife. What's her name?
Daniela.
She kind of looked like Lil Froggy. That's what be messing me up.
Oh yeah. She's got Froggy.
I'm glad you brought that quote back up.
Had to.
What is it? Oh yeah, no,
that's going to be one that you remember and no one else does.
Right? Yeah.
You got to keep. You know what I got to do? Get a drop that just says, "I love how this episode ended up being all about Dark Matter," and then from here on out in life, you just use it.
Yeah,
be 62 years old on NBC hosting the Tonight Show, talking about some.
I love how this episode ended up. Well, you're making a point about Daniela.
Do you guys think it's weird that we haven't seen any other Jasons? He goes to the one universe where he's already dead. He goes to the other universe where he's in jail. I mean, like, is it almost like maybe like it's weird because technically there should be an infinite number of realities, but they keep ending up in ones where there's only, I mean, there's no other Jason available. Maybe that's the reason Dick Jason Todd went there to Boring Jason.
Well, I do feel like one of the reasons that they keep ending up in these like really desolate worlds, not just like alternate universes where they're like pizza balls where Bruce Campbell
Camino, Tatooine, Hoth. I got you.
Like there's not like, you know, like interesting universes where things are a little bit off, like Bruce Campbell selling you pizza balls on the corner. It's just like more of these like desolate worlds, and I think that place is. I like that movie. Where they, I feel like their frantic nature is like contributing to them going into these awful worlds, like, you know, like the water suffocating feeling and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that it's interesting, like the way that they're diving into all these universes, but I just feel like it's taking a really long time to figure out why we're seeing all this stuff. Again, like if we got a little bit more of a resolution at the end of the episode, it would feel a little bit more satisfying. But I don't know why we're seeing all this stuff other than it looks cool.
You know, I think it also would have been better if instead of spending so much time in each universe, they maybe showed a little less time, but in more universes. Maybe try showing us a pattern that way, you know?
Wait, how do you mean?
So, okay, they showed us what? So Boring Jason, he went to Waterworld, he went to Insect World, he went to Death World, he went to Disease World, COVID, and then he went to Murder World, where he's a killer, right? So
Murder World.
So, what if in each of those worlds they just kind of moved the pace faster and gave us like two, maybe three more worlds, but within those 2 or 3 more worlds, they give us some more clues as to what's going on. They're clearly trying to hint at something, but they're moving so slowly with it that it just like at sometimes you're just like, well, it's like when you're reading a book, you're like, well, I got to reread that page for the 4th time.
I think that you're right about, I think that you're absolutely right about they're showing us little things here and there that are actually building towards an explanation towards like what the finite centralized question and answer are. I don't think we know the right question to ask at this moment as a reader slash viewer, because this is a book. This is a book series.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the three of us have not read that book. As fucking weird as that is,
Yeah.
have not even heard of this shit before. So as weird as that is, it's refreshing because there are people out there who have read the book.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to stay away from any reviews of people who have read the book and shit like that, because I don't want to know what's happening right now. Like Game of Thrones, I didn't care. I didn't care. But
it's funny,
you know, but knowing what was happening at a certain point and how they changed things was interesting. But the show worked for me without me having to watch the movies. I mean, having to read the books.
Yeah.
Right? So I appreciate right now not knowing what's going on.
Yeah,
but I can guess. And what's awesome is I can be really fucking wrong and no one cares. But put it in the comments if we're wrong, if you're watching this in the future times. And
I was gonna say, not if you're reading the books.
Yeah, please don't put it if you're right. If you're reading books,
if you're reading ahead of the class, please be kind enough to let us, the rest of us, catch up to you.
Yeah,
please stop reminding the teacher they forgot to assign homework.
The fifth Bantha says it is weird to not see other Jasons. Maybe it's like Rick and Morty, and there's a council of Jasons. Yeah, I was actually going to mention that earlier.
Go ahead.
No, like honestly, I kept vamping because I forgot what I was talking about. But thank you for fifth.
We're talking about dark matter.
We're talking about dark matter.
This episode,
Morgan has been reminding us all episode that we need to be talking about dark matter.
I love it.
But there could be like an interesting council of Ricks, because we've seen this in a lot of different sci-fi. Like we've seen the council of Ricks. Cephas, that's the channel's name. We've seen this like with the council of Ricks. We've seen the council of Reeds in Fantastic Four. We've seen it with the council of Kangs.
Evidently, I'm the only one that likes this show. We saw with Big Bang Theory. Council of Sheldons.
There's a council of Sheldons. That's cute. I just feel like that we could probably have that be an inevitable result with this universe, but also it could be another part of Rick and Morty lore where like there's a Jason that's just out here killing all the other Jasons.
Well, so that might be Dick Jason Todd.
Evil,
or it might be I agree, evil Dick Jason Todd. It could also be that he's running around looking for Jason to kidnap, and he runs afoul of the council of Jasons.
Runs afoul.
So that's also why he's being so like cagey about this and everything.
Runs afoul whilst running amok.
Yeah.
So here's something that. So here's something that I'm wondering, and I want your guys' theory on this. Do you think that whenever the first box was created, do they need to be created in other worlds, or did they just one box was created and then the others just appeared?
So I actually heard a theory about this, about like how the box shows up in the water world in this episode specifically, because and I thought about this in other epiapsodes, but I guess this is where it's sort of revealed
now, but now I need to keep it going.
Makes sense in Snow World.
Well, like apparently like the box, like Jason doesn't have to create the box in that universe. If you traverse to that universe, that means it just physically appears in that universe at that time. That's why it the water reacted the way it was. It wasn't just like they couldn't open the door. Because
can you just imagine the guy, like the homeless guy, just like sitting there minding his own business and just shitting his pants when that thing just appears?
Yeah, I don't think that's how it happens. That's a theory.
Yeah, that's a theory. I
don't think that's how it happens.
They haven't explicitly.
I'm going to tell you why I think that's wrong.
Okay.
Because of fixed position. Oh yeah, man, like because see, with
fixed position gets X-Files.
Because with fixed position, that means it's fixed in position. And also, if it exists, if it happens here, if you like they say, like if you think something, it can happen. Right? It's real. If you can even think it, it may not be able to happen right now, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Right? So
Universe with great boobies.
there's one.
Anything is, nothing isn't.
And so therefore, if it exists in one place, it has to exist in another one. That's fixed position. So that person who said that ain't paying attention.
But the show already contradicts itself with that.
How?
Because it's like it's always supposed to be in the same spot in each world, but while Camino is clearly like, yeah, there's water everywhere, it's also from the point of view of Lake Michigan. Same with Hoth. Both of them when they look at that, or both the Hoth and Waterworld, when they look at the skyline, they're looking at it from either Lake Michigan or Evanston. But when he comes out of it in Dick Jason's world and Boring Jason's world, he's like in a random warehouse in the middle of the city.
Yeah, no. So I know what you're talking about. I was looking at that today because I went back and looked at it. Where they are is slightly north of Millennium Park on the coast, on Lake Michigan. Yes, that's right where they are. They're like looking down.
Oh, are you saying that's where the warehouse is?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's where the warehouse is. Now, wherever
it's on LSD.
It's on LSD.
One of the things that
great song, by the way.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Tripping on LSD.
What I was gonna say is like what I was thinking about. I was trying to poke holes in it, right? Like, what exactly could that be? Because I was on the same thing that you are on, and which is why I was asking you earlier, like, where do you think this is at exactly? Because I was looking at it and I was like, well, why would it be a warehouse? How is that warehouse there all the time? Everything's everywhere in Chicago all the time. From like the fucking 20s, there's shit. From the 1800s, there's buildings in
I
Chicago.
miss the L more than some members of my family.
Well, I'm sure.
It was so convenient.
I mean, I've missed a lot of objects more than I miss some members of my family. Not all members.
Yeah.
Not all members.
Not most members, but but yeah. So I am positive that it's on that side of town.
Okay.
And just because of the we keep getting the same angle every single time. You know what I mean? So and I think that's the point of fixed position. Like we're time traveling in a sense, or jumping universe versus without moving from ours. Right. Like Rick, we were talking about Rick and Morty. Rick's portal gun puts him in a non-fixed position.
Yeah, that traverses space.
He sets a fixed position with the portal. But he can constantly move it.
That's more like fucking Thanos's like the Tesseract works. Like you can traverse space and time, and you
move it close.
Space.
You move it to you. You're just moving space to you instead of moving to the space.
Right.
If any of that makes no sense, follow us on the Drunk Banthas podcast, the Drunk Banthas channel, and check out Jeff's explanation on the volume. But anyway, forget Jeff's explanation on time travel on Planet of the Apes episode. Does it hold up? But go ahead, Alex. Jeff. Excuse me. I just said because he's sitting next to me.
The box warehouse must be very close to the bridge on West 18th Street over the south branch of the Chicago River between East Pilsen and the near south side.
Also, I was right.
Their Daniela's Gallery. It looks like it's in Ravenswood. West Town is a lot of it. Where they went drinking was filmed at Damon Tavern on Huron Street.
Oh yeah, we got it.
And
Been there, right?
I'm sure we have.
Their house and a couple of the other shots a lot of them are shot in Logan Square.
Oh,
I'm sorry, no. Their house exterior is actually Wicker Park. That's my bad.
okay.
Where's Wicker Park? I don't know where that is necessarily.
Is that where the Home Alone house is?
No. That's way suburb out.
Yeah.
That's where New Trier is. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Wicker Park might be closer to Lincoln Park. And the college is Northeastern University, which I actually don't remember where that one is, but my little sister went
I
there.
think that's over by the damn Wicker Park.
Probably.
I think that's over there by Wicker Park. So yeah, so they filmed in the South Side. They filmed all over Chicago. Apparently, goddamn.
Wicker Park is right by Westtown and Ukrainian Village.
I don't know what any of that means. Is that sounds like by Wrigley Field ish?
No, Wrigley Field. Wrigleyville, obviously, but it's also Boys Town-ish. Where are we at? Wicker Park. You know where Bucktown is?
No. You know, guys, you can check out our Chicago geography podcast every 14th.
It is west of Lincoln Park.
I got you.
But we have been talking for quite a while about this.
We're talking about Dark Matter?
We're talking about Dark Matter. Huh? We're talking about what?
What? I said what? I didn't say any of that. I said what happened at the end of this episode.
That's a good question. What
Happily ever after?
He found his family and he went home.
However, comma.
He was my best friend. Andy Dufresne.
Are you talking about Boring Jason finally gets to a world and goes like some people are there, so it's not murder hornets, it's not extra COVID. Yeah. And he goes into his house and he pulls the knife because he's like, I'm gonna gank Dick Jason, and his wife freaks the fuck out and starts calling the cops because her husband is supposed to be in jail.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's what this is the universe we were talking about a little bit earlier with the
murder Jason
and divorce.
And then
this is where we find out that he's in jail for murder.
Yeah,
and it's so okay. What I'm watching it on, I don't know if the Portuguese was subtitled because it just didn't show on mine. But if it was,
no, it wasn't on. It wasn't.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but it seemed to me highly implied that he murdered Amanda.
Yeah, and okay, yeah, and that's one of the things I kind of wanted to get into because it seems like there were some allusions to that in this episode, and it also feels like the inevitability, like you guys were saying, that like Amanda is impeding him from getting to where he wants to go because there's this shared consciousness as far as traversing through the corridor.
She's his psycho girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, she's stalking him across the multiverse.
Yeah. But also you're like and there's like that line that he had earlier in the episode where he was saying like I'm afraid of like he's basically afraid of how potentially bad he could be. Like he's afraid what he's capable of. Do you feel like that's sort of like a hint toward him hurting Amanda or killing Amanda so he can get to where he wants to go? It's like, I'm not going to be able to get to where I want to go with your consciousness, with mine. So I'm going to kill you first to move on. Do you think that that's a possibility?
I don't think he realizes that yet. And as much as he loves his wife and his son, I think he's got too much of a moral compass to go there. But I think it'll be one of those ones where they make it like, if they go that route, they're going to make it seem like, oh, will he? Will he? And in the end, he won't. But then I'll bet you it'll be some bullshit like, well, he's finally come to terms with who he is. So, and he knows who he is. So he's able to get back home.
I think that would be, I mean, like, I understand where you're going. Very TV thing to do, you know? But I think that would be very Game of Thrones this deep in the game. You know what I mean? Like, just to shift his whole, like, we haven't seen.
How many episodes are we getting?
This is 5.
I think we're getting
we get 8 or 10. We get 8 to 10 on Apple TV. So,
gotcha.
Regardless of what show it is.
Apple TV likes to give us 10.
9.
That's 8 to 10. Yeah, we get 9 on this one.
All right.
Man, they did. Whose dick did they have to jack to get that ninth episode? You know what I mean?
All right.
But yeah, we whose dick? Y'all gotta keep. I gotta stop drinking so
I
much.
thought we were talking about Dark.
No, I was just I forgot what I was saying, but because I was drinking.
Do you think that he's going to get to a point where he's willing to kill Amanda to get home?
Yeah, we haven't seen anything that leads us to believe that so far. So I just feel like we haven't seen anything in his character that shows us that that's what the way he would go. Like he was halfway about this. Like I didn't feel like he even really wanted to stab old buddy when he picked up the knife. I think it was. I think it was like, let me grab this knife in case this motherfucker try to kill me. He did hit me with a fucking gun last time I saw him. Like hit me upside the head, hit me with some drugs. I felt like a whole ass bitch when that happened. Like, well, maybe I'm not going through that shit no more.
You got to expect that he's trying to get some get back, and it's also just like an interesting dynamic now because we see Dick Jason, like he is seemingly actively trying to close off. Well, we're trying to get everything sorted in his plan, whatever it is, so we can seal off the box. So I guess nobody can traverse through that.
Which I'm so interested.
They're
gonna weld it shut so boring Jason just kind of runs into a door thinking he can open it and it won't open. Is he gonna blow it up? I'm really interested to find that out.
Same, because it should open regardless of what he does on the outside, but it doesn't mean they'll be able to get out. Because if we remember, there was a couple of universes where they opened the door and they were underground.
Oh yeah, with the roots and everything.
Yeah, so we know that there are universes that are out there that they just got lucky in certain because they just opened up that thing just willy-nilly. Oh my god, my luck would have got hit with lava on the first open.
Even I'm imagining a Back to the Future one where they open the door and just a bunch of manure spills in.
You know what?
I hate manure.
You know what?
Who loves manure?
I think if I went into the box,
farmers.
One of two things would happen. Lava would I would open it, and lava would come straight through and just destroy me.
It's that's the end.
Or like Jeff just said, manure would come in and Biff would fall out of it. And he would just come up out of it. He'd be like, I hate manure. Then I just have to be like, what the fuck is going on? This is hilarious. I don't have time for hilarious. I need to get out of this box.
You look in the face don't ask any questions. Just like a tree and get out of here.
So my question:
we go to rewatch Back to the Future. We just see Bill walking through the background.
Before we get out of here, my question is: what do y'all think is going on with our first Leighton? Since we had, Leighton 1, we hadn't heard from
boring Leighton universe or Dick Leighton universe.
Boring Leighton universe.
Okay.
Well, no,
it is Dick Leighton universe.
I think he's dead.
Well, he opened last time we saw him. He opened the door to Mad Max universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that means he's dead because he could have just closed the door and just went back to opening doors.
The way that read to me was he's so unaware. He's so he doesn't know what he's doing, so no matter what, he's never going to get home, and he's just going to he's either going to open a door to a universe where they finish killing him, or he's just going to keep opening doors until I guess he dies of starvation or thirst.
Well, I do feel
that's kind of. I think the second one is kind of how I felt like it was going.
It was like his purgatory.
Yeah, it could have been just an interesting little purgatory scene for this character, where it's just it's a representation of just the peril of not being able to figure this out, and you just go on and on and on. But I do feel like we have to go back to the old rule of sci-fi. If it's like no body, no death. Like,
yeah, the rule of sci-fi. That's the rule of television and cinema. No body,
no death.
No death. That's also my next country album coming out. If y'all want to check that out, I got a album coming out. It's called Nobody, No Death. Only thing you have to do to be able to catch up with that is go follow the Drunk Banthas on YouTube, or you can follow Nerds at Night on YouTube as well,
or hop into a multiverse box where that album actually exists.
He's a hater. Don't listen to him. Y'all don't want to listen to him.
That album does not exist.
You know why you don't want to listen to him? I said it's coming out. God damn. Oh, okay. I thought you said that. Don't listen to him because he hates women. Just want to let y'all know. Don't.
That is true. You should not listen.
Don't listen to him.
But hey, there's a universe where he doesn't.
There is a universe where I'm a decent person.
There's a universe where you can eat sugar and are really fat.
I was gonna say. This is what I was gonna say. Little frothy when I said that she looked like old girl. Does she not look like old girl from Far Away?
Yeah, she favors Jennifer Connelly.
You know what I'm saying? Favors. So look, it's not a bad.
It's like the poster for a rom-com.
It doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it's like
Uncle Owen versus the
this is the poster for The Ugly Truth, right? Hold on a second.
You're doing it on the one that's sharing. Oh no, it's not sharing.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no, I have to see that. It's like a clearly.
No, sorry.
Oh, it doesn't look like that.
Oh no, okay, no, it's similar,
First
but
of all,
not
this is cooler than The Ugly Truth.
Oh, right.
Don't show that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show. Well, I've brought it up. I feel like I need to. Give some sort of visual
just
reference.
For the
you have to.
Listening, I just want to let the people who are listening know that it doesn't look anything like that, and that you should watch the show on YouTube or Nerds at Night so that you can see this ridiculous pause in television.
Butterfly in the sky.
Hey, anyway. Don't get me twisted. I got it on standby.
I love that song. I love that. All of that.
Hey, we're talking about
dude, you know what it is? It's When Harry Met Sally.
We're not gonna pull that back up. Y'all can look that up on your own. When Harry Met Sally.
Look it up and then just leave us a comment. Is that the poster?
But before we get out of here, Jeff, do you want to tell the people where they can find you?
I was gonna tell you to do the timestamp before you.
Okay.
That's all. But you can go ahead and ask him. What were you gonna ask him? You can find me. 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 Well,
what's up, bud?
He would not move his hands, so I would just stop it. He was going to turn off the loop, which is necessary because, god damn.
That was the best one yet. I'm not gonna lie.
So for y'all who don't know, we all use the same studio. I don't know who keeps leaving on the loop. I don't know who keeps leaving the loop.
It just happens that when you log back into StreamYard.
I'm not gonna lie. I might just start going in randomly and turning it on and off and just having a little bit of fun on my end. But
you know what?
Don't worry about that.
I know that absolutely no one cares about what's going on StreamYard, but they do care about where they can find you.
Well, thank you.
Jeff, where can they find you?
Whoa, what was with that? I only played once. I mean, what's the point?
Oh, sorry. The glitch.
Yeah,
you can always try. Oh, you can always try Skyping me. Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of that.
It's hackers.
Yeah. You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as always, the easiest way is to just find me hanging out here on Monday nights and on very special episodes of Does It Hold Up?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. There's definitely a lot of.
You know what? I got to get him I got to get him because of the hacker drop.
Oh, yeah. We got to get him. That's what we need. For sure.
Thanks, LD.
Oh man, this has been an unhinged episode of the Drunk Banthas podcast. But thank you so much for listening. You guys can check us out on Letterboxd, likewise, Instagram, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little multiversal mutants, wasps, and may the force be with you.
Bing bong, bing, 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 bing.